Serenades for settling, and I'm Stephanie Rothenberg, the other half, and we're just going to introduce ourselves a little bit, and I'm based in Buffalo, New York, and I teach the University of Buffalo, and I'm an interdisciplinary artist, and I work in animation, video, networks, media, sometimes performance, and I draw a lot from sciences and from economics, and I'm very interested in looking at relationships between human design systems and biological systems, thus kind of bringing this in. And my research is focused in sound and its effects on environment. And we're hearing a lot of field recordings right now, which are from that Bushwick Inlet site. This is a pretty fair representation, what you're hearing right now, of a healthy oyster ecosystem, what it sounds like. And notice how busy it is. It's like super chatty down there, right? We're hearing toad frogs, those little kind of sounds, which I'm really super familiar with. There they are. I'm very familiar with now. You hear snapping shrimp. You hear the bubbles from crabs. You know all of this activity is down there, and this is the kind of soundscape that our oysters like to hear, right? And this is going to tell them, right, that this is a good place to settle. It's also fairly calm and not disrupted for the most part. That Bushwick Inlet is fairly protected, but as we're hearing right now, occasionally, it's like a transit, you know. A vessel passes by, right? And that vessel is incredibly disruptive, right? The vessels can cause our oysters, as our robotic oysters are doing here, to close, right? Vessels can cause our hi, what's going on? Hi. Cause our robotic oysters to close, and then once the vessel passes, or that they either get used to the sound, or they acclimate to the sound, or the sound passes and they'll open back up again. So now they're ready to spat, produce spat in order to reproduce. They're filtering. They're doing all the things, right, that our healthy oysters should do. Here's another disruption. We'll tell you how this is happening in a moment, right? But yeah. So we did sound analysis. We took field recordings and sound analysis, like I said, at 3 different sites. Bushwick Inlet, which you're hearing many field recordings from. Also North 5th Pier, which is their North 5th Pier restoration site or field station is tangential to a ferry stop, which is at North 6th Street, and then East 90th Street Pier in Manhattan, also a ferry station, a ferry stop. You can imagine the noise levels at each of those locations as opposed to our Bushwick Inlet, which has comparatively restful and healthy acoustic ecosystem. So, what we set out to do with this particular installation is to create kind of an immersive environment that might invite us to listen with our oysters, right? What does it mean to listen like an oyster? For those of you that are lucky enough to be sitting on the floor, you're kind of getting some vibrations, right? You're getting that nice particle vibration up through your fannies. I'm a fan of, personally. But, so you're getting this lovely interaction with sound, and that's really how our oysters listen. Okay, so they're picking up the particle elements of sound. They're not listening acoustically in the way that we do to the acoustic wave. They're picking up the particle elements of sound. And we wanted to impart, that particular phenomena or what that experience is of listening with oyster, and we also wanted to give you a
sense of what it's like to have this constant disruption, right? This push, right? And how sound is functioning acoustically, right? Underwater. How sound is impacting ecosystems throughout the entirety of the marine ecosystem, and in particular focus on the impact on the oysters themselves with this first iteration of this installation.
They're kind of like citizen platform tracking websites that track maritime vessels all over the world. And so we've been collecting the data from New York Harbor. And then we look at the different types of watercraft. So let's say, the primary ones in New York Harbor are cargo, ferries, private kind of yachts. I don't even know if you really, I guess the jet skis are so small.
The jet skis aren't quite as much this military vessel is,
And so each one of those is sonically and visually
represented.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and this is the first version, right? So we've gotten everything.